Hello guys, welcome back to my second episodes or the second parts of how to apply plotting and charting into the data science by using Python. If you guys haven't checked my first video, make sure you go back to my channels and check my videos on explaining what is the data science, how the process data science work, and how to become a better data scientist. It just provides specific and clear informations about what is it and the process, simple step to understand. I hope you guys doing good after watching the first videos and get a much more better understanding. Oh, you guys been struggle to understand what data science is, even though I myself have been doing some research on the internet, watching lots of videos, and still struggle on how is data science work and what data science is. Well, today my friends, I'm gonna show you 3 things on this video. The first one is going to be talking about graph. Now all of you know graph since your elementary school. I mean, even though these days even a kid 5 years old have been seeing the graph and know how it's work. And the second point we're going to talk about is the comparison between what makes the graph good and what makes the graph bad. And the third point, which is the exciting part, I know all of you have been waiting for this, is to draw the graph on Python. Using Python to draw a graph, is it possible? Well, yes it is. Python provides a lot of tools to use. So today we're going to use Matplotlib to conducting a graph by using Python. Okay, so the first point we're going to show you today is graph. So what is graph? Right, I know some of you are familiar with this picture, right? So this is a graph. But what does graph mean exactly? Graph is like a picture or image that represents about what you are going to explain or what you have done over years to the business and how your business have become, like your historical of business. So when the investor or the outsider looking into your graph, they can analyze and get a much more understanding about your business or firm, so they can decide whether to invest into your business or buy your stock or cooperate with your business. Just giving you a lots of benefit if you get to understand about the graphing. It is essentials in life about the graph. Everyone have to understand about that. And so for example, this is the graph of banana. It have some quantities, years, showing, and there's some sidebar displaying what does this represent and this represent. And move on to the second point. It's on how what makes your graph good and what makes your graph bad. I want you guys to look at this and think, is this a good graph? Alright, I'll tell you what. This is not really a good graph. Why? Because the whole thing is making nonsense. Because at this line doesn't display what's the meaning of these. Is it quantity? Is it year 200? Year 400? No. And about the bottom line, what is this? There's no definition for each side. And what is the line? What is this represent? Nothing. And what is this whole graph represent? There's no title, nothing whatsoever. Even though they have title, even though it is like this, it still haven't been good enough. You want to see how the a good explanation graph looks like? This is how it looks like. We got the title of the graph, the quantity of the graph, which is displayed right here, and we got the years of the graph. We got the information about each pillar for the blue one and for the orange one, and we got the exact number, the exact and accurate number to display on this graph. If you watch this one, you can see, what is this, 3.8. Imagine if this is 3.9, that would make the difference, right? I don't know, this is just like a fake information. Let review this one, the first one. Where's the first one? Alright, so let's review the first one. So the gap between 200 and 400, this is the choke point. Is this 300? No, we don't know. But you see this graph, exact 58. But if you look at this, imagine, what if this is 313 instead of 300? So this might actually giving the audience or the investor a little bit confused on what is the exact, so they are not gonna be so sure on whether or not to trust your company. Gonna be evolving into the trust factor. So you should represent a more clear, better understanding graph to your, your customers or whatsoever. So that will make the difference between the good graphs and the bad graph on how to display the information. Move on to the third point. We got plot charting. Okay, so in this third point we are gonna show you on how to write, or draw the graph using Python with the Matplotlib and NumPy. Alright guys, so first of all, let me show you how plotting works. So to begin with, you need to install two libraries. The first one we call Matplotlib. So to begin with, you have to put pip install Matplotlib. Press enter. Since I already, installed the Matplotlib, so it will display the requirement already satisfied. So this one, it will take you like about 5 minutes to install. I know it's quite a bit long. There's a lot of packages inside. And the second library, I want you to install pip install NumPy. So today we're going to use these two libraries to help us to build, the charting on Python. It is impossible without these two tools to build, the charting from scratch. It will require a lot of effort and knowledge. So let's not wasting our time. Go from here, import Matplotlib .pyplot as PLT, or you can say anything, but I'll put it PLT to, easy to remember. And then we import NumPy as NP. So for this first attempt, we're gonna only use Matplotlib. So we put plt.plot. We put x-axis and y-axis. And if you want to display the graph, you have to put plt.show and click run. So this will display the graph. But what I want right now is for you to plot a dot into this graph. How do you do it? There's a third argument. You're gonna put it as a string of O and then run it again. And you can see the dot right here in the center between the x-axis and the y-axis. Okay, so this is just a quite simple tip. So I want you guys to show me, or to do it yourself. Try to do it this by yourself. And then you can proceed to the next video. Right, so I assume you guys have done the first part, which is really easy. But the second part is a little bit technical. But it's not also impossible either. So we call the second part line charting. Okay. So to begin with that, I have to write the matplotlib libraries all over again. Matplotlib.pyplot, not pylab. It's PLT. Import numpy as np. We set linear data equal to some random array. Let's put it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then we set quadratic data is equal to linear itself divided with itself. So we got quadratic, data equal to 2 times linear data. 2 times equal to linear data multiplied by each other. So then you have to put the figure to display plt.figure. And then we start to plotting plt.plot. So as you have seen the first example, what we have inside this plot is the x-axis, the y-axis, and the string O for the dot point. But for this line charting, it's a little bit different, but also the same. The first one, we have to put the x-axis, which is linear data from here. I know you guys expecting the y-axis, but it's not. We have to put it the shape of a line, then an O, a dot. So why do you put minus O? The first one you have solved just a little dot. If you put the minus, it will connect the line to the O, so we'll shape like the O's and then with the line connected. You'll see in the graph later. And the second one, we have to push the y-axis into it, which is the quadratic data, and another O. Okay. So then we put plt.show and run it. So here is the line charting. It is quite a little bit different with the plot charting because the plot just have only one dot, and this line charting has the line connected to, and there's 2 different gaps. Well, the question is it enough? Is it quite understandable graph? I would say no. This is still lacks of information. So we need to add more labels and title into the graph. Now, for now, let's add some label. We put plt dot x label. So from here, the x label gonna display down here. Wait, where's the other graph? Give me a second. Alright, so plt dot x label, and then let's say something. So what do you want down here? So assume this is the quantity, we call it plt.y label. Quantity. titties. And then the egg label. Years of the company. So for example, this is the first year of the company, second year of the company, third, and so on. So let's run it, put it on the test. Yeah, like that. Okay. So we have to put more title into it. So plt.title. And so what is this gonna be? Let's say we are creating a graph for banana. Banana cell graph, right? There's something he doesn't know yet. Like, what is this orange line represents and what is this blue line represents? We had no absolutely idea what this represents. So from here, we're gonna use one of the feature. It's called plt.legends, and then from here we're gonna put the first one is gonna be representing the blue line. So let's say that is our company. So we are competing with our competitor, which is the orange. So let's put me, and then we put competition. Alright, so this is our graph and this is our competition. Let's run and see what's happened. Alright, here. So there's something, the little box over here representing what is the orange line and what is the blue line. So it's much more easier to understand for the audience and, our customer to see this. There's something more that we can do. What if I tell you we can, fill this gap between this axis and this axis? So it might look a little bit awesome. There's actually a function called plt.gca, which stands for get current axis. So we get this axis and this axis all the way from here to there, and then we put dot fill between. So we are gonna fill the colors between this to this. So it's gonna be like that. Yeah, all the colors gonna fill inside. Fill betweens, and then we put range, length of the linear data, quadratic. So then from here we're gonna put face color. So what color do you want? I assume putting a blue one, or we can put a green as well. Let's put blue. It's much better looking. It have to be a string as well. So let's run it again. Yep, we can see this is the blue, filling between from this axis all the way from here to there. But the color is so thick, so we want to, change the opacities of the color. If you're familiar to the CSS, you just can say opacity is equal to 0.50 or something. But in this, we are gonna use alpha equal to 0.25. Let's run it again. Yep, it is much more better looking. So I hope you guys understand and get what exactly the meanings of performing or conducting a graph like this. I hope to see you guys next week as well. So try to get yourself practice and build this sort of graph by yourself. Hope you guys the best of luck. Thank you very much.